So, Tom, in one of your highly successful direct mail appeal letters, the one that garnered attention from the New York Times for its effectiveness, you incorporated 16 asks within just 2 pages. Now, clearly, that approach proved to be highly effective. Could you explain why having a number of asks in an appeal letter is such a successful strategy?
Yes, I can explain it. I mean, I didn't actually believe it myself when I started. What you're going to see, I'll show you the letter in a sec, is that there are direct asks where the letter comes right out and says, would you help? And then there are indirect asks where the letter, which is for a nonprofit community hospital system in San Diego, where the letter is saying the philanthropy makes a big difference. So that's an indirect ask, right? So we're giving them not just asking, but giving them context for it. So let me show you what this looks like. There it is in all its beauty. And I have labeled the direct asks. Now I come to you humbly to ask for your help in turn. That's the first one. And then indirect asks, the cause for excellent healthcare here in our community needs you. So that's we just bounce back and forth between the direct ask and the context indirect ask. And one of the things I want to point out here is that, well, there are a couple of things going on that are visual. And they all come from Siegfried Vergler, a professor in Munich, Germany, who did eye motion studies of people reading direct mail. And what he learned, for instance, is that people don't really read it the way they would read like a novel, where you have a page turner, you must read every page, every word. Their eyes kind of bounce around. The first thing they look at is the dear Tom, the salutation. And then the next thing they look at is the PS, who signed this thing and what's their title perhaps, and so forth. And one of the things, you can't see all of it because page 2 is kind of hidden behind page 1, but page 2 has a double PS. It has a PS and then it has a PPS. And that's a lot of, when you look at this letter, that's actually quite a bit of quite a high percentage of the words on this very kind of skeletal letter. And that's because Siegfried Vergler called the PS the real first paragraph of the letter, because he knew from his eye motion studies that that was where people would jump to right away. They are going to skim what you have, and they're not going to be reading it the way, let's say, your boss read it, every word, lots of red pens. But their eye is being kind of directed around by what you're doing to emphasize. So you can see on page 1, for instance, there's one phrase that is emphasized. That's it. Your gift makes a serious difference. And it's emphasized in 2 ways, boldface and centered. It could also be a little slightly bigger type size. And it's ... which means, you just kind of roll through it, but your eye goes immediately to it. We know this from Vergler. Your eye has to look at this because it's different than the rest of the page.
That is great. Thank you so much, Tom.